Good evening, Lammersville families. My name is Ben Faubert, and I'm the Director of Educational Services here in Lammersville Unified School District. My goal for tonight, for all in attendance, is to understand what the English Learner Master Plan is and what the role of the District English Learner Advisory Board is in the development and updating of this plan. So, what is the District English Learner Master Plan? First, it's important to note that the District English Learner Advisory Committee, or DELAC, this meeting that you're in now, is responsible for reviewing, revising, and recommending approval of the EL Master Plan to the superintendent. The English Learner Master Plan is reviewed every 3 years for possible modifications. This year's review and ultimate completion will be recommended to the superintendent later this school year. The primary purpose of the English Learner Master Plan is to provide the district and the schools with a clear statement of the policies and related to the development, implementation, and the evaluation of English learner programs and services within the district. The master plan also provides specific procedural guidelines for the identification, assessment, and placement of students within the program and the services that we offer to English language learners. In addition, the plan indicates how specific state and federal categorical funding is to be used for programs and services directly related to English language learners. There are two main sources of categorical funding in the district for English language learners and for other purposes. Those two forms of funding are Title I funding and Title III funding, and this funding can only be used for specific purposes. Title I funding is a federal program that provides financial assistance to schools with a high number of students from low-income families. The goal of Title I funding is to help these schools improve educational opportunities and academic achievement for students who may be at risk of falling behind their peers due to economic disadvantages. That financial support can be used for various educational resources such as hiring additional teachers, providing tutoring, purchasing instructional materials, and implementing programs to enhance student success. Title I funding aims to reduce educational disparities and to ensure that all students have a fair chance to succeed in school. In Lammersville Unified, only Lammersville Elementary School qualifies for this type of funding. Title III funding, which is more specific to English language learners, is also known as the English Language Acquisition, Language Enhancement, and Academic Achievement Act. And it is also a federal program in the U.S. that provides financial support to schools and educational programs serving students with limited English proficiency. The primary goal of Title III funding is to help these students improve their language skills, which in turn enhances their academic achievement. Schools and programs use this funding to offer language instruction and professional development for educators and other resources that aid English language learners in becoming proficient in English and in succeeding academically. Title III funding aims to ensure that students who are learning English as a second language have the support they need to excel in their education. The final bit of information that I'll share with you about the English Learner Master Plan is that there are common goals for the English learners that are spelled out within that plan. Those two goals are, number one, English learners acquire full proficiency as rapidly and as effectively as possible. And number two, English language learners meet state standards for academic achievement, and that is measured through our standardized testing. In order to meet those goals, English language learners are exposed to both the general curriculum with supports to help them acquire English language reading, writing, and speaking skills, and to targeted specific instruction on a daily basis. In these ways, we support our students. And within that plan, it specifically spells out all of the ways that we, number one, assess and identify, number two, support, and number three, provide monitoring for those students so that we can ensure that they're meeting the two goals of requiring full proficiency and meeting state standards. As we develop this program, we look forward to working with you as we review this plan. We encourage you to review the plan and reach out to me, Ben Faubert, Director of Educational Services, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions as we complete our revision of this plan over the next several months. Again, thank you so much for listening, and we hope to hear from you and your feedback, both in this meeting and in future meetings, and virtually if you would like to reach out and provide feedback. You'll notice that on this slide, you'll see a QR link and a URL link if you would like to visit the draft of that master plan. And my contact information is here on this slide. Thank you again so much for being with us tonight, and I hope you have a great evening.